Hello Year 1 and welcome to our fourth maths lesson of the week. So today you're going to need 10 Basel 1 cubes or 100 square for the starter, and you're going to need a whiteboard or a piece of paper to write the answers down on. And if you've got some fruit around the house, you may want to make use of that fruit to represent your own version of the pictogram we're going to be looking at in just a moment. Okay, so today's challenge is 10 less than, and we're going to again have a look at how we do the first one, and then it's over to you. So our first number starts at 68, so we need to locate 68 on our number square, and it's just here. Okay, so now today we're counting 10 less each time, so we're moving up instead of down. So 68, moving up, becomes 58. And we move up again from 58 to 48 because that's taking away another 10. From 48 we go to 38, to 28, to 18, and then our last jump is up to 8, because when we take away 10 we move up, we move back along the number square. Okay, so have a go at these, and if you can be really clever, try to work out why a couple of boxes are greyed out. So when you're ready to go through them, grown-ups, start the video again. Okay, so we're just going to look at the second one, and then we'll have all the answers available for you. So 55 starts here. If we go back 10, it goes up to 45. Then it goes to 35, because that's going back 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, that's what you're actually doing. And then it goes up another 10, so it's 25. And from 25 it would go to 15. And then from 15 it goes back to 5. Now can you see why we've had to grey out the last column? That's right, because if we go back 5, if we go back another 10, we're actually off the grid, and we don't know yet what that number's going to be. You have to wait until year 5 to get that information. So I'm going to put up all the answers now for you. So pause the video, so when you're ready, go through them. Okay, with these last three, the trick has been able to jump back 10 to start off with. So this takes you to 95. This takes you back to 110, and then you jump back again to 100. And this one takes you back to 121, 111, 101, 91. And then they're quite easy to solve. So the trick is we're changing the tens every time, because when we're finding 10 fewer each time or 10 less, what you're doing is you're counting back from the number in tens, and the ones always stay the same, and it's the tens that get smaller and smaller. Okay, and now when you're ready, we're going to move on to the main part of today's learning. Now this is where you might want to go and find fruit around the house. When we do this in class, usually I actually have some fruit and we work on it, but obviously with the restrictions currently in place, that would be very difficult. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put out some of each different types of fruit, and then we're going to see how many there are of each. And then we're going to have a look at the two questions, which is what's the most popular fruit and how many more oranges are there than bananas. And that already starts telling me what I need to be watching for. So you may want to count as I do them, or you may want to have a look across. I'm going to pause the video now and populate it. Okay, so what you've now got is we can measure how many there are of each type of fruit. So there's 1, 2, 3, which is where that number is. Oranges. There's 4 apples. There's 3 bananas. And there's 5 strawberries. Now, the first question is, which is the most popular fruit? Well, there's 5 strawberries, so the answer isn't 5. The answer is actually strawberries. Now you could draw them, you could move them, or you could write the word. It's up to you. Now the second question I've actually made very hard. So I want you to think about what I need to do to make it simpler, because I'm going to change the score of something in just a moment. Because it's saying how many more oranges are there than bananas? Well, at the moment, there's the same number of oranges as bananas. So the answer doesn't really make sense. So what do I need to add one more of? Brilliant, oranges. Right, now I can answer that question. And this time, we're looking at the difference. So there's 4 oranges and there's 3 bananas. Now we could just draw a line across. And then we'd see that the difference is 1, or we could do 4 minus 3. It's up to you how we did it at the start of the week, but the answer is definitely 1. Okay, so. Okay, now here's another problem. Now this doesn't tell you the answers. You've got to use this. It's called a logic problem in order to work out and draw on this chart, but you could easily draw your own chart or use squared paper to make one, and find how many there are of each one of these. So the information we've got is as follows. There are 2 more circles than squares. So do we know how many circles there are? Probably not. There are 4 triangles. So do we know that? Probably we do. The triangles is the least popular shape, so we now know some information there. The number of squares is double the number of triangles. Well, if we know triangles, we'd be able to work out squares. And the difference between the number of triangles and the number of rectangles is 3. So that's the information you've got to play with. I'm going to start you off by giving you the triangles because that's given to us. And then I want you to work with your grown-up and try to work out how many there are of each one and draw them on some kind of chart. And then we'll have a go through in just a moment. So, triangles, we know there are 4. So we could draw, sorry about that. Put that back where it should be. We could draw 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now going to let you have a go at working out all the other parts of this by reading the questions. When you're ready, start the video again and I'll talk you through how we can get that information. Okay, now we started with 4 triangles. We can have a look at each line at a time and see which ones we can solve. There are 2 more circles than there are squares. We can't do that. We've done this one, we've done 4, so we might want to tick it off. Triangles are the least popular shape. Well, that's useful, so we know that all the other answers are going to be bigger. The number of squares is double the number of triangles. So we know that 4 doubled is 8. So we certainly know that there are going to be 4 plus 4 squares, and that makes a total of 8. Now the difference between the number of triangles and the number of rectangles is 3. Now there's 2 possible answers to this. It could be there's 1 rectangle because 4 minus 1 makes 3, but we also know this piece of information here. Triangles are the least popular, which means that they're the least number. So it can't be that. So we're now looking for something that is 3 more than the triangles. So we're looking for the difference. We're looking for 3 different. 1, 2, 3. So that gives us a total of 7. And now, can we do the last bit? There are 2 more triangles than squares. Well, we know therefore there are 2 more circles, sorry, than squares. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to just do 2 more, 9, 10. And that's what your chart should have looked like. And to be fair, if you've got there, that's brilliant. But if you want a further challenge, I'm going to show you the other one that you could have a go at doing. And I'm going to leave that to you to decide whether you do it or not. So that's the end of today's maths lesson. And hopefully you'll be ready again tomorrow.